from Portugal. Looks like King Neptune. The referee tonight is Portuguese. He's Melo Pereira. He's one of Europe's most experienced. Alongside me tonight, King commentary, Ron Atkinson. Where's this match going to be won and lost, Ron?
I think a lot's going to be how Liverpool take it. Whether they grab the game by the horns and go straight at them. A lot's been made of how well they played in recent form. The two front players, great. But the one who really stood out for me in recent games has been the left-sided player, John Arne Riise. And it's important, I think, that Liverpool get it wide. Murphy and Riise get at the outsides of the Galatasaray defence.
It's a chill night on Merseyside. A swirling wind. Touch of winter. A few degrees down from the temperatures that Galatasaray left behind in Istanbul on Monday, that's for sure. Liverpool failed to win either of their opening two games in the first phase of the competition and still qualified as group winners with 4 points to spare. They'll have permission to panic if they don't win tonight, though. An early foul by Bülent Korkmaz on Michael Owen. Support for Liverpool deafening. Hyypiä is forward. Turned away by Perez, only as far as Hamann. Cleverly played into the path of the out-and-out frontman Umut Karan. Seemed to be tagged by Riise as he tried to catch up with Jamie Carragher. Liverpool will give him the opportunity to receive some treatment, but Riise certainly stood across him to block his path.
Again, a cold night like this as well. He's caught him right across the thigh. Fortunately, Umut Karan is up, but that could have been a little bit naughty. Could have bruised thigh there. And he's going to have plenty of running in him tonight because he basically looks as if he's going to be the Lone Ranger. And there was a suggestion Sash might have played up front with him, but he's withdrawn and will do as soon as they lose possession into one of the midfield holes.
It's 4-5-1 basically.
Yeah, very much one up front and five backward.
Big night for the young Liverpool goalkeeper, Chris Kirkland, who's just back from injury himself, having injured his ankle in the warm-up for a Premiership game a month ago. His one Liverpool appearance so far was against Grimsby Town. Seemed to be kicking into the wind there. Carragher finding Hamann. Carragher was taken late there by Bergkamp.
That's the other important thing about tonight. We talk about patience, we talk about playing at tempo, we talk about all the, if you like, the football terms. One very important thing is that discipline, because there's going to be people flying in at each other. And it's important, particularly from Liverpool's point of view, they finished with 11 players.
Hyypiä looking for Riise, just unable to control the ball as it dropped over his shoulder. The 10 goals Liverpool have scored in their last two matches are as many as they managed in the previous dozen games against top-flight opponents. But Leicester are the only Premiership side they've beaten in their last 5 home matches. Goals have been hard to come by at Anfield for them in recent months. Gerrard showing too much of the ball to the Uruguayan Flurkin. 3 South Americans in the Galatasaray lineup. This is Bülent Akın. Now the Colombian Victoria to Hassan Shash with the shaven head. Bülent Korkmaz, the skipper. Flurkin.
They'll have the confidence as well all through the side at the back and in midfield to try and pass through to the spare man in midfield. Generally speaking, I think you'll find they'll overload Liverpool in midfield and they'll be brave enough to try and find the spare man.
Flurkin. Ergun tried to slip it between the legs of Murphy, but Gerrard was there, and here's Heskey stretching his legs against Bülent Korkmaz. Owen is up with him. Support from Xavier.
That looks an important thing for me as far as Liverpool are concerned. When when they come forward, Galatasaray, when they're around the centre circle with the ball, both flank defenders try to push on, and that's leaving the two central defenders to deal with Heskey and Owen. You know, if Liverpool can win possession and stick one down the channel, I think they'll get a lot of joy from that.
Xavier's cross, headed away by Bülent Korkmaz. Hasan Şaş able to keep the ball in play. He is a very talented midfield player, current Turkish international. He just eluded Owen. Look into Perez. Bergkamp. He looks the most progressive of the five midfield players. Also the most wasteful on that occasion. Heskey has found Owen. Heskey and Riise are in support of Michael Owen. Taking on Bülent Korkmaz. Owen appeals for a corner, but goal. Oh, it is a corner. The referee had a long look at his assistant. Took some time to think. And in the end, much of the disappointment of the Galatasaray captain found in Owen's favour.
But I'm very surprised, to be fair. I thought they'd come away in the away leg, Turkish side, and at least play with a third defender. They're leaving gaps down the sides of the defence, and with the pace of Owen and Heskey, that could be danger. Certainly danger for Galatasaray, that's for sure.
The two players that they're missing through suspension tonight are a central defender and the left wing-back, Hakan Ünsal, who I understand could well be a Blackburn Rovers player by the end of the night, and may even be part of our Worthington Cup final coverage from Cardiff on Sunday. Murphy's corner in towards Xavier, turned away by Emre. Riise winning it back. On by Umut Karan. Gerrard. Drop between Owen and Heskey, but Emre cleared only as far as Michael Owen, who was having his shirt yanked off his back there.
I think this one's worth a shot, either from Riise or Haman. I think they should try and work the keeper early now. He hasn't had anything at all to do. See if they can catch him cold.
Farid Mondragon is the Colombian international who played at the last World Cup against England in Lens when he was beaten from this kind of range by one David Beckham. Haman looks the favourite. It's very central. Only a three-man wall. Heskey taking up station on the end of it. It's Dietmar Hamann. He got it through and just wide of Mondragon's left-hand post. And had it have been the right side of the post, I'm not sure the keeper would have reached it.
Oh, it's a good strike, and as you say, it's a three-man wall, and one of those has broke off the wall. I thought they were inviting trouble there, and Liverpool nearly made them pay for it. That's swerving right at the last minute. It's cut past the outside of the post.
Swerving the wrong way for Dietmar Hamann, who did score for his country in a consummate victory over Israel in a friendly international last week. Given away by Murphy rather loosely. Ergun. Victoria. Hasan Şaş. Murphy almost won it back. Bülent Akın. Bergkamp. Perez. Flerkin is unable to keep the ball in play. Galatasaray do have a proud home record, but they haven't won an away match in Europe or Turkey since September. 7 years on the road in the Champions League, and Mircea Lucescu's team have produced just 2 wins and 19 defeats. They've never won on English soil, and they don't have a reputation for travelling well. Emre trying to climb up above Heskey and conceding a free kick.
I think there's some joy in it for Owen and Heskey tonight if they can get some probing passes played in behind. They could do with one of these free kicks a little bit closer. That was unlucky, that last one, but free kicks generally have been about 40 yards out. They could just do it 10 yards closer.
Xavier has arrived on the scene. It's Gerrard, and it's curling right into the midriff of Farid Mondragon.
Yeah, looking at Xavier there, Clive, I just wonder, bearing in mind that Liverpool are outnumbered numerically in midfield, whether there might be a suggestion, you know, Galatasaray only playing one person up front, whether they might just ease him alongside the midfield and try and even the numbers out there. Because he does look as if he likes to get involved in midfield and likes to go on a bit. Looks very happy to be in the attacking half of the field.
Perez. Dealt with by Hyypiä. Uret Korkmaz, far too long this time for Flurkin. Phil Thompson says that Gerard Houllier will return to work early next month, and he is determined to ensure that Liverpool's Champions League chances are still alive and well when Houllier is well again.
But it starts here, doesn't it? They have to win tonight for my money. I think if they win tonight, they're capable of winning next week in the reverse fixture, but this is massive for them this evening.
Greatest respect to Pat Rice and Jimmy Ryan, two fine football men. Just imagine Arsenal or Manchester United in their hands for the last 4 months. Phil Thompson really has done a phenomenal job that he was not employed by this club to do. He's actually picked up more Premiership points than Arsenal or Manchester United in the period since he took the reins. It's a poor free kick from Perez. Murphy tossed forward towards Owen. Bergkamp. Hasan Şaş. Held up by Xavier, but at the expense of a free kick to Galatasaray. And whilst we prepare for that, news of a goal in France in Group A, and it is 0-1, Manchester United 0. Viorel Moldovan has given Nantes a 9th-minute lead, the first goal of this second phase of the competition, and it's come against Manchester United in Nantes tonight. 0-1, Manchester United 0. We'll be able to see that goal in action during our half-time sequence here at Anfield. Ergun with the free kick, turned away by Gerrard. Uret Korkmaz. A lot of high balls have been misjudged so far. The wind is swirling around inside Anfield. Lucescu is Romanian, used to coach the Romanian national team, but he made his name in Italy. He was actually the Inter Milan coach when Manchester United beat them in the dramatic quarter-final of 1999, so he's handled Ronaldo and Roberto Baggio. He was Georgi Hagi's managerial mentor, experienced man at the Galatasaray helm. Bergkamp. On towards Flurkin, couldn't quite bring it under his spell. Hyypiä challenged him. Good control from Harman. Gerrard. Xavier.
It surprised me a little bit, Galatasaray, in that respect. They haven't allowed Liverpool time to pass the ball around at the back. As soon as it goes wide, somebody sprints and tries to press. That's a good interception there from Emre.
Heskey didn't see him coming. Ergun has found Umit. It's a good effort too from range by Umit Karan, and it needed the fingertips of Chris Kirkland just to help it round his post.
Not sure there whether Chris Kirkland thought that might have been going wide, but he's had to make doubly sure.
It's a good save.
Yeah, it is a good save.
Inevitably he looks a little nervous. He just took a gulp of water there in a very dry throat after keeping out Umit Karan's effort, but it was a good stop at full length. It's a corner which Ergun will take. Played back to Hasan Şaş, and now Bergkamp, headed away by Carragher. Ergun. Cross was deflected. Xavier just managed to reach it. Hit by Bülent Akın and helped on by Emre, who was forward from the back. He's 6'6" tall. Chris Kirkland, he is the perfect build for a goalkeeper, and although this is his first experience of European club football, he has been outstanding in the England under-21 team's successful passage to the final of the European Championships. He had a great game against the Dutch at Derby in November, another outstanding display against the Greeks at Blackburn in October.
For the game, I was talking to Jim Blythe, his old goalkeeping mentor at Coventry, and he thinks he can be the absolute best. What he did say was that tonight wouldn't faze him at all.
Carragher just unable to link up with Owen. Going longer towards Heskey this time. No better the pass though, Emre away. Good competent play by Gerrard. Shown too much of the board at Umit Karan though. Flurkin. Ergun back to Sebastian Perez. Good defending from Herpia. And as far as Ergun. Liverpool haven't really got any rhythm into their play yet. They have looked dangerous when they've gone long and early towards Heskey, and Mondragon has to improvise there. That's nervous from Victoria. One back though by Bülent Akın.
Yeah, I think the problem they've got at the moment, Liverpool, is the four midfield players are basically chasing the ball around. They get little or no time to get on it and set their own composure going. So I think it would help them a little bit if they use one of the fullbacks, particularly the right fullback, into even the numbers up and give them a chance to get a fair percentage of play. But certainly when they get the ball forward to these two, there's a threat every time.
Heskey towards Owen. Bülent Korkmaz is there. Wind carrying the ball over Armand. Quite a firm surface too. It's a high bounce. Bergkamp was looking for that free kick and he got it.
He's a useful player actually, number 7 Bergkamp, playing in that little role just behind the front players, little free roll, and a lot of the stuff seems to be going through him. Helps a lot by the fellow on the ball, Ergun, who's the midfield playmaker, but Bergkamp's certainly getting plenty of good possession for them.
Flag is up against Umit Karan.
Certainly they've been far more adventurous than I thought they would be, Galatasaray. I thought they'd just retain the ball in their own back third of the field and try and frustrate Liverpool. Well, they're doing that, but they're doing it about 50 yards higher up the pitch.
None of the 16 Champions League survivors scored fewer goals than Galatasaray during the first phase of the competition. When you consider no one conceded fewer goals than Liverpool, those numbers rather reinforce a need for a patient approach from the home side here. And they can't afford to surrender the initiative in the game. Perez to Bergkamp. Umit Karan, nice little exchange there with Flurkin, but didn't see Arisa out of the corner of his eye. There's a high technical competence about Galatasaray, that's for sure. Bergkamp. Umit Karan goes tumbling. Bergkamp has to go on himself and take on Carragher, who charges down the cross and prevents the corner.
Completely surprised me. I have to say they played far better than I expected them to in the early phase, Galatasaray. Don't appear to have a great cutting edge at the moment, basically, because they're playing one up, but they are retaining the ball now, capable of creating a chance or two.
Heskey for Murphy. Tried to tuck the ball in towards Owen at the near post. Support from Xavier. Now Hamann. Did well to get in across just over Heskey, and Perez very calmly chests the ball down to Mondragon. Offside against Umit Karan. The Right back, Sebastian Perez will be familiar to Blackburn Rovers supporters. He had 7 months at Ewood Park alongside Stefan Onsho. Roy Hodgson signed him but was then sacked. He only ever played 8 games for the club. Brian Kidd took over and sold him on. That's 3 years ago now since Perez left English football. Murphy to Risa. Carragher. Ahmad. Now Murphy. Xavier. Deserved better.
Yeah, but at least a little bit more encouraging. Liverpool managed to push equally up numerically, push people in there. They've been up that behind that left back area twice. That wasn't the best ball in the world, obviously, from Xavier, but the one earlier from Haman was a super baller.
Liverpool's next opponents, Everton, here on Saturday. Walter Smith watching on alongside Archie Knox. Umid Karam, Bergkamp. A little bit of pace about him. Managed to stand the ball up towards Umid Karam, but Xavier had the height and reach advantage.
Yeah, good defending that. Umid Karam waiting for the ball to come down after some great work by the number 7 Bergkamp.
Good. Hassan Shash. Played in by Victoria. Headed away by Hescu. Does some good work on behalf of his defenders when he goes back there. A little bit ambitious from the skipper, Bülent Korkmaz. Just fancy his chances from long range, and it's difficult to see why.
It was a good struck shot, but apart from the actual accuracy of it.
Murphy got a touch. Came for Bülent Korkmaz. Tied up by Bülent Akın. Perez given away to Palmer. Risa. One of the elements of Liverpool's improvement during the last month has been Risa's move from left back up into midfield. He's given them more balance in that attacking area of the field. Hassan Shash in towards Bergkamp. Carragher tidying up. Liverpool haven't been able to impose themselves because they haven't been able to
get the ball.
Get any share of the ball.
Get the ball, that's the main thing, yeah. I mean, I think they're right to go in to try and probe and push Heskey and Owen in, but I think they've got to be doing it from midfield areas, not from the back where the ball, defenders can see the ball coming. But they're not getting enough good ball position. As I say, they risk of repeating myself. I think that they should try and number it up, equal it up a little bit in there. I mean, Gerrard's a good example because he's so honest and because he wants to be involved in the game. He's working a lot between players.
Heskey. He's trying to touch it on to Murphy. He's got too firm a touch beyond Danny Murphy. There is perhaps a little bit more room behind the Galatasaray defence than Liverpool might have imagined because the visitors are seeing that greater share of the possession, which we've just had confirmed for us.
I think what they're doing, they're pushing the two flank defenders have pushed so far in. I thought the flank defenders would be staying back with them, but they're not. They're pushing in, and very often Liverpool have actually got the two main strikers against two defenders.
Ergun finding Perez. Cross is too long for Flurkin. Cleared by Xavier. Murphy sent tumbling, but the referee had a good view. Waves play on. Hassan Shash. He was clipped by Ahmad. And the free kick goes to Galatasaray. Maybe just caught the standing foot, but he's a talented player in possession, Hassan Shash.
Yeah, they'll tease people in. They'll tease them in either with the dribbling skills or with the little give and goes they're playing.
Bülent Korkmaz is forward from the back. Free kick which Bergkamp will take. Kirkland had the post covered. Napier finding Heskey. Good control from him. Was a little bit heavy. Gerrard and Owen combining. Space for Harmer. Murphy's taken up a good position. Clipped on towards Owen. He got beyond Perez, but the ball was always running away from him.
That was hard luck. That's the best movement of the game, wasn't it? Some slick passing. They played with a bit of control of the ball then. Got numbers into midfield where Hammond's got options here. Murphy's got himself free in a narrow position. Just overhits the little ball into Owen. But I think Murphy could do that. If the right back Xavier pushed in alongside him, I think Murphy could come inside, even the numbers out, and Liverpool would get a lot more possession.
Liverpool 0, Galatasaray 0 here at Anfield. In Group A in France, Nantes lead Manchester United by an early Virel Moldovan goal. Nantes 1, Manchester United 0. Action from that match during our half-time sequence with Des and Terry here at Anfield. Guled Akın. Ergun. Big weekend of football coming up on ITV. It starts on Friday at 7:30 on the Sport Channel to the First Division promotion hopefuls Norwich City and Preston North End live. On Saturday, the Merseyside derby at Anfield is very much a feature of the Premiership at 10:30 on ITV1, and then climaxing it all with the Worthington Cup final live from Cardiff, ITV1 Sunday afternoon. Details of all the weekend's action, you get your clicking fingers onto itv.com/football. On show. Murphy. He's coming field in some good positions, Danny Murphy's played quite intelligently. Carragher. Risa keeping the width on the left. Deflected cross towards Gerrard. Hassan Shash first to it. Ran into Harman. Galatasaray have retained possession. Hassan Shash down holding his head. There's too much malice about Harman's challenge, although there's a crowd of white shirts around the referee. Oh, the swinging right arm caught him, didn't it?
Be interesting to see just how hard it caught him. It certainly caught him, but my first reaction was that's a Stratford on Avon job, but he's up.
Hassan Shash was one of the players sent off at the weekend. The story goes that his teammate was involved in a brawl, and Hassan Shash pulled the Fenerbahce player off him by the hair. Why the Fenerbahce player didn't retaliate in the same manner. He just blooded his nose. Might be a tooth light too. Frustrating opening half hour for Liverpool.
Just slightly better signs at the moment. They've just started to get a little bit more possession. They've certainly put more passes about in the last 5 minutes or so. A couple of promising moves.
Hassan Shash. He is naturally a left-footed player, but fancies his chances on the other side. There's a little bit of anger in that shot.
Yeah, from Liverpool's point of view, one of the plus sides is the fact that they have reduced Galatasaray to just shooting from long range.
Victoria. Ergun. This is the anchor man in the midfield, Guled Akın. Victoria's first touch wasn't quite good enough. Murphy was able to get in the challenge. Guled Akın was looking for Harman there. his eyes on Harman rather than the ball, didn't he? Disguised the challenge particularly well. Hopia tumbled off the ball. Takes some tumbling, Sami Hyypiä. Riso winding up a long throw. Towards Hyypiä, he's done well to win it. Owen tried to nick it into the path of Murphy. Gerrard. Emre it is who emerges with the ball. Carragher back to Murphy. Haven't been able to build any concerted pressure so far, Liverpool. Signs of that developing. Heskey has run a free kick from Emre.
Just a little bit closer in as well, this.
Emre was red carded on Saturday for a tangle with the big Swedish centre forward Kenneth Andersson, and he's got a similar lump on his hands tonight in Emil Heskey.
Certainly, if they put the wall up very similar to the one when Haman had his shot, I think Reece is going to be very encouraged to have a pop here.
Jon Arne Riise off his long run. Tee up from Harman. The hit from Riise. Good save by Mondragon. Really good save. Murphy. Challenged by the Colombian. Keeps the ball out, but it was the Colombian goalkeeper who excelled there with the save from Jon Arne Riise. Terrific free kick. Xavier's throw. Murphy. Ergun just beating Xavier to the ball. Hassan Shash brings it away. Fouled by Heskey.
But certainly the lineup again, they've left him plenty of room. The blocker doesn't get anywhere near it, and that's a good strike and an equally good save. That incidentally is also the first time they've really got the Anfield crowd going, and sometimes, you know, I have this theory about games can hinge on getting that adrenaline flow going, and whether that gives Liverpool a bit of a kickstart. But certainly over the last few moments, there has been more and more Liverpool. They have looked more compact and more. They've got more possession. They've got into the game more, imposed themselves more.
Riise, who scored a screaming free kick against Manchester United on this ground earlier in the season, almost repeating the feat against Galatasaray. Liverpool still looking to move through the gears and find some real impetus. They have yet another free kick here. Heskey just caught there by the boot. Stung his inside of his knee, I think. Flag has come up late on the retreating Heskey, who's still limping. Victoria. And towards Umut Karan, and Hyypiä just shepherds it back into the hands of his young goalkeeper. Carragher has served one of a 4-match domestic ban following the coin throwing incident at Arsenal 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Carragher on towards Owen. Almost found a way out of that cul-de-sac. He has managed to retrieve a corner kick from the situation.
That's good forceful play by Owen. Realised he wasn't going to get a pass off or a cross in, and I think deliberately for mine when he played for a corner there.
Danny Murphy's corner. Bypasses all the big men.
I still think Phil Thompson's very concerned because from that tumble earlier on, Heskey still appears to be limping very badly.
Cheap throw-in conceded by Bülent Korkmaz. Abel Xavier will take it. Strong defending by Carragher. Showed a bit too much of the ball to Bergkamp then, and Perez now finds him at Karan. Carragher hurling himself in, trying to retrieve his earlier error. Arman with a challenge. Two Galatasaray men down, but Bergkamp and Perez are in need of treatment, neither of them moving. Liverpool are playing against 9 men here for the moment. On by Murphy. Cut out there by Bülent Akın. And this time the free kick goes Galatasaray's way. And a chance for them to heal their wounds. Gerrard's got a crack on the head. It's been a bitty game, Ron, but I'm not sure that that's because Galatasaray have been trying to break it up. Neither side have quite managed to establish any real rhythm in their play.
No, I think if you're Lucescu and you're sitting there thinking, you think your side's played fairly well. They've retained the ball. They've started to lose a bit of possession. They haven't had as much possession in the last few moments as they had for the first 20-25 minutes of the game. But they've played comfortable. Liverpool, from their point of view, that there's too many they just haven't been able to link passes up. There's been balls dropping off people, and they haven't really been able to get the pattern going. Although I think there's just been signs of it in the last few minutes that they've started to establish it. Particularly, I think their best moments come when Danny Murphy pulls off the line into that little, if you like, inside right position where he can't be marked and they can thread balls through to him.
It was a naughty challenge by Bergkamp, and he did get caught by Carragher's boot afterwards.
I'm surprised in a European game that there hasn't been a booking yet, because there have been a lot of. It is a competitive game. There are people, and rightly so, there are people flying in, and there's been 1 or 2 missed time tackles and 1 or 2 people caught after the ball.
1 or 2 temperatures rising out there. Lucescu actually brought his players away from Istanbul on Monday, a day early, to escape the fallout of the derby defeat. Liverpool had a weekend off. No goals here tonight, no goals either in the Nou Camp so far in the other match in the group. It's Barcelona 0, Roma 0. Hurkia's header. One goal that has been scored in the Champions League so far this evening came early on in Nantes by Virel Moldovan, I should say. It's Nantes 1, Manchester United 0. Oh, the clearance by Kirkland struck with McCarran. It was a bit edgy. One show away. Owen, he has men breaking here from midfield. Heskey, Owen was taken late. Advantage played, Heskey goes on and then catches Bülent Korkmaz. There's a yellow card, I think, for the foul on Owen by Emre. He did slide in there and catch Michael Owen. It means that Emre Ashok will miss the match in Istanbul in a week's time. It is his 3rd yellow card of the competition.
I think it's fortunate for Owen that Owen was quick to see it coming and took evasive action.
And it is the first offence which has been penalised. I think there was actually a foul by a Liverpool player eventually, but no advantage occurring from that foul, and so Liverpool have the free kick. Arman takes it towards Hurkia, off the post, and it just wouldn't fall for Abel Xavier. I think Mondragon just got a touch, didn't he?
I mean, you'd have to say Hurkia's missed a great chance there, and by doing it, and you're spot on, it was a great left-handed touch onto the post by the keeper. 2 good saves from Mondragon.
Fabulous save. It was past him, really, wasn't it?
Plus the fact he's got the distraction of Hurkia going past him. Most keepers would have gone with Hurkia.
Liverpool do have a corner, and now they have some wind in their sails. Now the Anfield crowd do have something to shout about. Arisa takes, turned away by Perez. Wasn't the best corner. Moncho didn't quite keep the ball in play, did he? No, the flag is up on the far side. It's a throw-in. But his central defensive colleague, Sami Hyypiä, closest yet to scoring.
Yeah, wonderful save, but I think Hyypiä would be the first to agree. I think he should have got the first ball. I think he should have been chucking that past the keeper's right hand.
The angle of the free kick was strange. It came to him quite straight and he just glanced it on. And Mondragon got an even heavier touch than Hyypiä just to divert it onto the post. Umit Karan. Good and up into Flurkin. Murphy keeping his wits about him.
See, when he frees that space, Clive, it allows Xavier to come out and join in.
Heskey breaking beyond Xavier. Now Hamann crying out to be hit, and again Mondragon is called into action, and again he's equal to a stinging shot from Dini Hamann. But now Farid Mondragon is busy.
That's a good effort. Should have saved it, but did. Took no chances, parried it away. But at least Liverpool are forcing a few issues now.
Murphy with the corner. Turned away by Perez again at the near post.
Yeah, they've had 3 corners and the delivery hasn't been anything like. And you get the impression tonight the set play could well decide it. A chance to bring the centre-backs up, load something in like they did when Hyypiä forced the save out of Mondragon.
Virtually a corner with these Risa throw-ins. Emre climbing highest. Turned away by Bergkamp as far as Hamann. Nice change of direction. Another good shot from Hamann. And another good save by Farid Mondragon, who must have seen that late. Hat-trick of stops from Hamann alone.
Yeah, good work from Hamann there, though, wasn't it? Hamann, good turn, good shot through a crowd. And once again, keeper got his body behind it. You may say, if you're going to be highly critical, should have hung on to it. But at least it nearly went through him at the end.
He beat his hands and hit his body. Murphy takes. Owen is there, so is Hyypiä, so is Heskey. Smuggled off the line somehow. Rita trying to reach it. But Galatasaray are now surviving by the skin of their teeth. Emil Heskey denied by the goal line clearance.
Well, good ball in. Owen gets around, puts the ball back in the danger zone. Heskey goes flying in, it's blocked on the line.
It was a dramatic stop by the Colombian Victoria.
Oh, it's a brave one. It's a brave one. That's his job. That's what he's there for. But he certainly hasn't shirked anything there. But once again, more and more encouragement for Liverpool.
Flurkin is the injured player. He's not the guy who made the clearance. Mondragon needed some help there. He's been saved now by his goalpost and by his left back. But he is playing particularly well, the Galatasaray goalkeeper, which is good news of a kind for Liverpool.
I just wonder if the ball had been in just a touch in front of Michael Owen, whether he could have had a goal himself. He did very well, kept the ball, knew he couldn't get a striking goal, kept the ball in the danger area. And when he knocked it down, we probably fully have expected to see the net ball do.
This was the save from Harman's shot, which brought about the... This is the Hamann shot which forced the corner, which almost forced the goal. But, twice he's kept out Hamann. Superb save from Risa and from Hyypiä. Gerrard.
They've got a good option. He got a great option there. The right wing had been freed. The Portuguese lad Xavier had started to stride into it, and I'm surprised Gerrard tried that reverse ball. I just sense, Clive, that Liverpool are now getting stronger physically. They're imposing themselves a great deal more on the game, and it might need a scruffy goal, but at this level you're not really bothered what sort of goal you get, as long as you get one.
Last thing they need at the moment is the half-time whistle.
Yeah. They've got a head of steam up now.
His header only as far as Hassan Shash, who's been on the fringes of the game the last 10 minutes or so. Tipped in towards Flurkin. Ergun, it's a good shot. It's the side netting. It is a goal kick.
I was actually very relieved to hear you say that it hit the side netting, because at one stage, from there, a bit deceptive, I thought, has that gone through the keeper?
Stoppage time at the end of a half which has seen Liverpool grow in confidence and threat. Risa takes. Goalkeeper's come to claim it, managed to get both fists of the ball. Helped down the field by Bergkamp. Gerrard though, hope you're on the way back. Gerrard has played a string of superb goal-scoring passes in recent weeks. Really found his form again. Now Risa has gone down off the ball here. Flurkin was the player close to him. There was I didn't see it, but the supporters who were closest to it, howls of anger. Ball is well gone, and he just stood on Risa's foot. He is Uruguayan, Flurkin. It's a yellow card for him. He's actually on loan from Sturm Graz. It's an indication of the financial problems that Galatasaray are facing at the moment. And he's been on loan with them for the season. He has played Champions League football against both Manchester United and Glasgow Rangers for Sturm Graz. He's an experienced player. And he's learnt one or two tricks in the Uruguayan school of hard knocks.
I think it was a bit stupid. Well, it was very stupid, wasn't it? He did it. It was completely open. There was no way it was going to be missed.
Eski, not sure what he had in mind there. This is Ahmad. Eski with the ball in front of him is usually a better bet, but that drifts past him too. The villain of the moment, Flurkin. Knocking the ball out of play this time. Bergkamp. Phil Thompson's opening words will be ones of encouragement to his team.
I think he'll be pleased the way they made a comeback, but I think he will try and get them to play with a bit more quality. I'll just be interested to see what happens tactically in the second half. They've started to come into the game, they've crept into the game with people pushing into midfield, but I think it's important they start that way second half.
Action from Nantes and the views of Des Lynam and Terry Venables coming your way at half-time. It's Liverpool 0, Galatasaray. Thank you, Des. No changes. Liverpool do have the likes of Litmanen, Smitsa and Milan Baros on the bench. Attacking the Kop end in this second half. Galatasaray became the first Turkish team to win a European major when they outstayed Arsenal in the penalty shootout that decided the UEFA Cup final of 2000. They went on to beat Real Madrid in the Super Cup match in Monaco with a golden goal for the Brazilian Jardel, who has since followed Hadji and Popescu and Hakan Suker and Tafarel through the exit door in a cost-cutting purge at the club. But the reduction in the wage bill in Istanbul has not reduced the supporters' expectations out there. And if they can take a point from tonight's game, they will be buoyed with confidence when Liverpool arrive in the Turkish capital next Tuesday night for the return fixture. Hassan Shash. Ergun. Ergun has Victoria in support. Well constructed attack this. Bergkamp with a cross. Smart handling by the young goalkeeper Chris Kirkland on his near post.
I think Liverpool have got to try and pick up where they left off at half-time, driving forward, pushing people in there, making sure that Galatasaray don't get encouraged to get back in the game.
Xavier, Danny Murphy. Xavier has gone on the overlap. Owen, allowed to turn. Michael Owen.
Good defending, great defending that. That's Owen's favourite position there, hindsight right. Defender on his heels. Full marks to Bull and Corcas, did very well.
Corner kick.
Needs good quality from Risa here. Previous two haven't been so good, but the last corner from Murphy nearly produced a goal.
Risa takes in towards Xavier. Good climb though by the midfield anchorman Gulen Akun behind him. I'm sorry if Abel Xavier's name seems to change as often as his hair colour. Every time we ask him, he gives us a different pronunciation. Must be Portuguese sense of humour. Back here on Saturday, I wonder what he'll be called then.
If he scores the winning goal, I'll be interested what he's got.
I know what the Evertonians will call him.
Yeah. But he's fitted in well, hasn't he? I mean, I saw the game he played against Ipswich on his debut, and it was a terrific all-round performance.
This is his third Champions League campaign, actually. He's played for Benfica and PSV Eindhoven in the competition, and of course, Euro 2000 semi-finalist, infamously. Plenty of experience. Emre's header, away by Bülent Akın as far as Gerrard. Murphy, on goes Steven Gerrard, sent away by Bülent Korkmaz. Carragher keeping the pressure off. Risa. There is this time by Victoria. Umit Karan getting more and more isolated though, the front man. Felt the decision should have gone Galatasaray's way. It is a Liverpool throw. Good play by Murphy. Good hit too by Murphy. That was only a foot wide. Owen created the space with a run out to the right, and the wave just parted there for Danny Murphy.
Yeah, he's got into that little position inside right again, picked up by Hamann, great balling, but that's a phenomenal shot. That's a great effort, that's very, very close. But it all seems to be when he frees himself off the touchline, goes inside, and in that particular instance he was marked, but lost his marker with a bit of slate of foot, if you like.
Bergkamp. Flurkin. Sport from Perez. Away by Xavier. Hasan Şaş. Nabbed by Hamann, who felt he had his shirt pulled. Victoria kept it in. Ergun. In towards Umit Karan. He got between the defenders there. Neither Hyypiä nor Carragher could reach it. Umit Karan did, and just diverted his header fractionally over the Liverpool goal.
Yeah, let off, glorious ball in, but you don't expect to see Hyypiä picked up from there. Carragher could never really get at it. Carragher's on the outside, having to try and make up the ground, but really Hyypiä's got caught under the cross.
Reminder for Liverpool, that thing's pretty much their own way since the sort of half-hour mark. Danny Murphy was out of the England picture last week. Did have a dip in form just after the turn of the year, but Tord Grip is here watching this evening. Our esteemed leader is elsewhere. Perez. Bergkamp. Learnt his trade as a junior with Bayern Munich, Bergkamp Gökhan here. He's made his full debut for the Turkish national team last week and just starting now to impose himself after a summer move from Bayern. For England to see Carragher here as a left back. There's a feeling that they would like to experiment with Ashley Cole as a midfield player sometime between now and the World Cup finals. Carragher would be an option at left back, although Wayne Bridge did himself no harm last week. Goal kick. Carragher wasn't part of the England picture last week because of the domestic suspension that he's currently serving. There is Sven-Göran Eriksson's right-hand man. That's given away rather loosely, and here's Ergun. And now Bergkamp. Shot charged down by Carragher and cleared by Oncho. Gerrard. He was held. Free kick taken with a moving ball, but the referee happy to continue. Murphy has found Risa. Risa has found Ergun.
Apart from a few shots, and Risa hasn't actually been able to get into the game much. They've blocked him up. Every time he's had possession, they've got to him very, very quick.
Umit Karan has found Flurkin. Now Bergkamp. Can't afford to encourage Mircea Lucescu's team to feel at home again as they did in the opening stage of the first half. Liverpool made life very uncomfortable for Galatasaray in the closing stages of the first period. Owen's pass is under hit, well seen by Perez. Palmer. Murphy. Heskey. Good turn. Has Gerrard overlapping on the right-hand side. Four waiting in the centre. Too long for any of them. Owen's pace almost retrieved the situation. Perez smuggled it away. Arman beaten to it by Ergun, who he then fouled. Did get both feet on the ball, but he got a bit of Ergun too. He was fouled by Guilherme Korkmaz. Ahmad. Risa had made a break down the centre.
Yeah, pity he came in there, Risa. He just took a little bit of space that Owen wanted.
Perez taking on a bit too much, but he was held by Risa and has a free kick. Frodo Baggins, isn't it, from Lord of the Rings? Second half is 10 minutes old. Still Liverpool nil, Galatasaray nil here. Still Barcelona nil, Roma nil in the other match in Group B. But in Group A, Nantes lead Manchester United by that early Moldovan goal in France. Hasan Şaş onto Umit Karan. That was ambitious. He did score in the first 5 matches of this Champions League campaign through the qualifiers in the first phase. He got a goal and an assist in the Nou Camp against Barcelona, Umit Karan.
There's some bright movement, runs off the back of Honcho, and I think almost catches both the keeper and Honcho by surprise, hitting it early.
Been a winning Lone Ranger. Up there again on his own. Zambia beats him to it, and Umit Karan caught him. And it's going to be a yellow card, and the main Galatasaray goal threat is going to miss next week's game in Istanbul too. So that's both the central defender Emre and the number 9 Umit Karan, who Liverpool will not have to worry about in Istanbul next week, both suspended. On show with a free kick. Just to update the situation in this group as the 1,200 Galatasaray fans make themselves heard. In the Nou Camp, it's now Barcelona 0, Roma 1. Barcelona, who started the night on top of Group B, trailing at home to Roma. Victoria, Hassan Shash. Away by Oncho. Owen against 4 white shirts forward for Liverpool. Ball bouncing over Carragher. This is Flurkin. Now Bergkamp. Risa managed to get to it. That's clever.
This is almost like a replay of the first half, isn't it? The Galatasaray enjoying a great percentage of possession. Liverpool finding it hard to get to grips with the game again.
And Bergkamp becoming a factor in the game again. And Hassan Shash here, Flurkin. Strong play from Gerrard. Pass to Murphy at the second time of asking. Arman in towards Heskey. He was looking for that free kick and he got it from Perez.
Pity that from Liverpool's point of view, because Heskey had a great opportunity. If he gets just round here, he's got Risa running in on the left-hand side in a super position.
Liverpool have tested the Galatasaray goalkeeper from these set pieces, Arman and Risa. And again, weighing up the options. Hopia is forward, so too is Xavier. This side suits the right-footed Harman. Now gone. Dietmar Hamann with a free kick. He's trying to steer and bend that one.
In actual fact, Liverpool's set plays and free kicks have been very good. They've nearly all made the keeper work, but that, as happens, that one hasn't.
I think with Real Madrid recently, they are short of midfield players. Both Harman and Liverpool were very quick to rubbish those rumours. Heskey looking for Owen. He's stolen the ball from Bullet Korkmaz. And across comes Perez smartly.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant defending. Covered very well, Perez, and then had the audacity just to lob it up in the air over the Liverpool player, but well won back by Harman.
Bullet Korkmaz is there again. In fact, Harman followed through. First glimpse of daylight for Michael Owen. Charged down by Heskey. Victoria gets another chance to clear. More anxiously this time. been very resolute. Bülent Korkmaz. Liverpool support trying to roar their team on. Owen has run on. Heskey trying to catch him with the flick. Good defending again by Bülent Korkmaz, but another good platform from which Liverpool can go forward. They have two long throw men now. Murphy with a shorter one to Hamann this time. Here's Gerrard looking to play Murphy in. They'll settle for the corner kick.
That's a little bit calmer there from Gerrard. I've just felt that once or twice Gerrard's tried to play too early, tried to play the ball off instead of just taking his time a little bit. Maybe taking a leaf out of Hamann's book, who's just passing it nice and assured.
Liverpool getting the heat on earlier in this half. Plenty going on the goal line where Hyypiä is trying to find some space. Look in the Uruguayan is next to him. Risa takes in towards Hyypiä. Top of the crossbar and into row one of the Kop. Unlucky.
Well, unlucky, yes. He ducks. He gets the header. I think he should score.
He was on him pretty quickly, Ron.
Yeah,
it came from behind.
Came over. He didn't see it till late, but at this level and at the level expectancy from Heskey, I think he should score with that. Unopposed, yeah, had to react quickly.
Scored his goals in bursts last season. Terry Venables said at the start of the evening that confidence is such a key to Emile Heskey, and he has been scoring freely in the last three matches. 5 goals for Liverpool in that time. Had a couple of good chances tonight, though. Risa's with a push in the back. It's a goal kick. Maybe the flag was up against him. Was it on the near side? Can't have been. No, it was
his push. Definitely. He didn't need to. Didn't need to. Emre was having a problem. He was in trouble there. I think Risa could have just shaded him into the corner and probably would run a corner himself. But getting back to that situation there with Heskey, Clive, you know, how important might that be in the course of the season? Because for my money, I think Liverpool have to win tonight, particularly in view of what you said earlier about Roma. If that result stayed the same in Barcelona.
Start of the evening, Barcelona 4 points, Galatasaray 2, Roma 2, Liverpool 1. Vladimir Smicer is being ready. Owen! This wouldn't come down quickly enough for him. It was a rising ball that he struck.
He does well here, Heskey. Gets round the ball. Didn't sit up properly for Michael Owen.
Foul by Hamann. Bülent Korkmaz with the free kick. Carragher's header. Well, they're playing with all the energy and commitment you would expect of a Liverpool team. But they're just unable to make the most of the openings that they've created. And so they're looking now for a trump card to change the game. And that trump card is going to be Vladimir Smicer. Umit Karan, nice control. Played back into him by Bergkamp. It was only just too long. Good anticipation by Chris Kirkland. And we let that run and Murphy's found it. Danny Murphy! Well, he created the chance for himself. Michael Owen was pleading with him to nudge it into his path, but Murphy, having opened the door, just couldn't quite apply the finish.
Well, that's dreadfully unlucky for the lad. It's not unlucky to finish a poor finish, but his awareness, his willingness to go out and pinch a ball that was a lost cause.
Jamie Carragher is going to be substituted in order to make way for Vladimir Smicer. Jon Arne Riise has gone to left back, and Smicer will either operate from that left-hand side just in front of him, or maybe trying to drift in behind the Liverpool front two. Change of emphasis. Smicer, who is a European favourite for Liverpool, more often than not in their starting 11 for European games. And he started on that left-hand side against Perez. Riise forward, Heskey trying to make something out of nothing. Hasan Şaş. Picked off by Hyypiä. Here is Vladimir Smicer. Actually had just one game in the last month for Liverpool, but he was on international duty for the Czech Republic last week. They had a couple of games out in Cyprus, and he had a man of the match award in one and scored a goal in another. Xavier. Heskey. Got to cross it towards Owen. Maybe an element of surprise that he managed to squeeze it across there. Owen didn't quite anticipate where it was coming, but Smitsers anticipated the run from Riise. Emre cut it out at the near post. It is a corner.
Big moment up for Liverpool. Emil Heskey did fabulous there. Quick feet here, lovely change of feet. Triest gets the cross in early. Owen just can't get on the end of it. And even then, when the move fizzled out, they still had an opportunity on the left-hand side.
Sends Liverpool on the verge of something here. Gerrard takes. Mondragon just managed to palm it away. Hasan Şaş's clearance doesn't quite get the job done. On show his first to it. Here's Murphy behind you. Hamann in strongly. Heskey to it's fallen here for Dietmar Hamann. And now Emil Heskey. Good challenge though by Perez. Smicer. Gerrard popping up on the left-hand side. Deflected cross straight into the hands of Farid Mondragon.
Well, it is almost a carbon copy of the first half, isn't it? This was about the stage in the first half that Liverpool started to come on strong, and there were just signs, two good chances. That's not Danny Murphy. That's not his usual composure.
Manchester United still trail by a goal to nil in Nantes. Barcelona trailing at home to Roma by 1-0. Still goalless here at Anfield though. Abel Xavier just couldn't quite catch up with it.
Just seeing Gerrard signal something to the bench. It looked as if he's in duress.
There was a doubt for England last week because of a hamstring problem.
There's a bit of communication going on between him and Phil Thompson, whether he's has got a problem.
Smicer looking frisky on that left-hand side, linking up with Riise. Bergkamp got back there. Hyypiä is forward. Riise will try to find him with a long throw. Interesting that they're allowed to stand on the touchline next to the throwers. Heskey with the header. Turned away first by Victoria and then by Hasan Şaş. And here's Umit Karan in pursuit. Liverpool have got to keep the back door closed. They do have a throw. Chance to come again. Wave after wave now. Liverpool pressure lapping against the Galatasaray defence. Murphy's flick on. Emre away. Murphy forward. Cleared by Bulan Akın. Oh, Umit Karan down to Ergun.
Gerrard's on a hamstring.
Gerrard is in trouble now. This is Bergkamp. Support from Flurkin. Ergun. Bergkamp's given it away. Smicer on the ball. Gerrard's out of it. Now Liverpool try to continue, or they look to make the change. Not quite sure what to do here. In the end, Heskey decides to provide the opportunity.
He'd been having problems before that, Clive, and he certainly overstretched then as the ball went over his head. And that would, I think, that looks like curtains as far as this game's concerned. Look at that, he's lunging, but I think a lot of that's a culmination of what had gone on before. I think he was suffering badly before that.
He's not going to come back from that in a hurry. If it is a hamstring pull or worse. This time last year it was Liverpool who were heading for the Worthington Cup final as UEFA and FA Cup quarter-finalists. Then they played another 21 games in the remaining 3 months of the season. They only lost 2 of them. 19 more matches, the most they could face this time, but they have a Merseyside derby to play ahead of their trip to Istanbul. Newcastle, Barcelona, Roma and Chelsea are on the March menu for them. And so Steven Gerrard leaving the field in great pain after a pretty injury-free season is a distressing sight for them. Gary McAllister, MBE, who's been used sparingly since the turn of the year, comes on in place of Gerrard.
Well, if you're going to lose a major player like Liverpool have lost in Gerrard, although I don't think tonight's been one of his better games, in all fairness. Couldn't have a better replacement than that lad. Just come on. 20 minutes left, and I'm sure he'll have some useful contribution to make. Be it a cunning pass or a good free kick or a blistering shot. He'll want to win the game badly. He'll want to go on in this competition.
One goal might just be enough for Liverpool. The animated Romanian coach of Galatasaray, Mircea Lucescu. His team have certainly been coming under greater pressure again in the last 10 minutes or so. He is a colourful character. He's recently been accused of match fixing by a former chairman in Romania. He's got a rather stormy relationship with the Galatasaray directors. It's said they would have sacked him in December if they could have afforded to pay him off. But he has now just signed a new contract with the club. Xavier, Harman, Hyypiä, Arisa. Tripped by Flurkin. He's got to watch his step. He's got a yellow card against his name already. Harman to Murphy. He came to him in a rather lively fashion. He couldn't quite bring it under control. Neither could Xavier. Here's a Liverpool throw. Owen. Xavier to Harman. A little bit of space for Michael Owen. Chance for him to run at Bülent Korkmaz, and again the veteran defender does really well.
Well, it's almost a carbon copy of the situation about 10 minutes ago. You would have strongly fancied Owen there, but 4 marks to the defender. Brilliant recovery. Strong as well.
Xavier with a throw. Hyypiä's at the near post. Mondragon manages to reach over him and punch clear. This kick by Harman. Oncho reaches it though. Headed by Perez, only as far as Smicer. Perez caught up very quickly. Smicer still has it. Perez jabs it away as far as Hyypiä. Charged down by Bülent Akın. Still a chance for Smicer to cross. It's not a good one. It's found a way through to Murphy somehow. And here's Harman. And now Murphy, a little bit tight and intricate.
Yeah, they made them hurry. Galatasaray quickly recovered, pressed the ball again quickly and made Harman and Murphy hurry the ball.
Confirmation from Gabriel Clark down on the touchline. It's a groin injury that Steven Gerrard has suffered. Sancho showed too much of the ball to Ergun. Liverpool know now that the clock is ticking against them into the last 15 minutes of a game they really need to win. A game they've had the openings to win. Kicked away by Bülent Akın, who becomes the 4th Galatasaray player to be shown a yellow card.
That's absolute potty, that is. Must have gone ages before. There's no percentage in what he did there. Poetic if they could score here, Liverpool.
Gary McAllister's free kick. Owen trying to get round the back. Headed away by Ergun. Bergkamp. Too strong for Ergun. Well, the threat from Galatasaray has been occasional all night, but it's very muted now. It's just a question of whether Liverpool can break them down, you feel. Victoria Strong on Murphy. Bülent Akın to Ergun. Now Hasan Şaş. Broken from McAllister. First touch was heavy. Hasan Şaş has got it back. Cannon is kind for Liverpool. Hasan Şaş is down. I'm not sure that Harman didn't just catch him as he tried to get away. Bergkamp. Nothing to his left. Well, Hasan Şaş has now recovered his fitness miraculously. Doesn't look too happy, the number 11. It does seem as if he's ready to offer himself up. Did Harman catch him there? And then he crashed into Hyypiä.
Obviously, Lucescu is well satisfied with his team at the moment, because I can't recall many European games where the away side have gone through and haven't made any changes.
See where the problem is for Hasan Şaş, up on his back. Karen and Xavier exchanging pleasantries off the ball. Hasan Şaş is staying with us, he's had his treatment. Harman asked a lot of Owen. Ergun went crashing into Xavier after he'd won the ball. Risa. McAllister. Into Heskey. Good control this time from Emil Heskey, but he's outnumbered. Strong enough to retain possession. Harman. It's all a little bit narrow. Oncho. McAllister.
See if they can afford to come out the other side. Xavier, I feel, is very effective when he pushes on.
Heskey trying to reach it, but ball well protected by Bülent Korkmaz.
I'm surprised he hasn't done that more this half, Xavier. A lot of it in the first half, like when Liverpool started to get the game going their way, was when he came forward. You know, we are seeing that change.
Murat is a goal-scoring midfield player who was signed in the during the winter break from another Turkish club. Murat is his preferred name. Soskisen is the equivalent of a Christian name in Turkish. Kept it in. Bülent Korkmaz knocked it out. Here come Liverpool again. How much more of this can Galatasaray withstand?
Just wonder if you should throw this one away from the keeper. Keeper's been coming on because Hyypiä's the target. I think they should try and throw it away from him a little bit.
They do towards Heskey. Away as far as Harman. Oh, it wouldn't dip enough for him. Mondragon had it covered. There will be little over 20,000 fans packed into the Ali Sami Yen Stadium in Istanbul next Tuesday night. Most of them will be in there by 5 o'clock. It'll sound like 120,000 by kickoff. Galatasaray have not dropped a single home point in the Turkish league this season. Nobody's beaten them there in Europe since Chelsea 20 games ago. Milan, Madrid, Lazio, Leeds have all lost in Istanbul during that run. It's the size of the task facing Liverpool next week. That's why victory here is such a priority for them. Smica managed to hurdle Perez, but Flurkin was back there. Xavier. Harman. Threaded through to McAllister. Onto Heskey. Let it run. Michael Owen! Good save by Mondragon. And it just wouldn't fall for Heskey or Owen. And full marks to Perez with his cover from fullback again.
Superb football. Haman, McAllister. The little over it from Heskey. Doesn't quite fall for him, but he gets enough on it. And the keeper has been most of the all of the game unbeatable still.
Another throw from Xavier. Heskey outnumbered, falls for Harman again, not back into the danger area. Owen thinks about the overhead, doesn't connect. Smica, McAllister, Owen again. Murphy ducked under it, trying to leave it for Heskey. Flurkin was able to clear. Arisa wouldn't come down for him. Emil Heskey offside. Well, they're leaving it late, but there's still a threat. In the other match in this group, I can tell you that Patrick Kluivert has scored a late equaliser for Barcelona. Barcelona 1, Roma 1. So it would be as you were in the group unless there was another goal. Barcelona 1, Roma 1, Liverpool 0, Galatasaray 0. And in Group A, still Nantes 1, Manchester United 0. Viorel Moldovan's 9th minute goal. To Liverpool. Murphy. Smica. Turned away by Emery, but only as far as Heskey. Now Harman. Seemed a fairly purposeful pass, but didn't find a red shirt. Harman has kept Liverpool ticking over though tonight. Arisa. Murphy. Owen able to shrug off Bülent Korkmaz this time, but he runs into Bülent Akın, and here's Bergkamp leading a break, and there are 4 white shirts in the break. Plenty to his right here for Bergkamp Koktan. Murat. Support from Perez. Header away by Herpia. Now Galatasaray got men committed to the attack, but as they have done time and time again when Liverpool are trying to break, just a minor foul to hold up Liverpool's progress. Only for a moment though. Here comes Arisa. Smica. Smica's shot. Didn't begin to get hold of it.
Yeah, he owes, you know. Since he's brought on, I think he's been very ineffective, Smica. Been a bit flimsy, and I thought there he was going to put Ernie scoring, but no real power behind it.
Harman to Owen, finding some space for himself. Through the legs of Bülent Akın. On goes Owen. He's past Bülent Korkmaz, but again it's Perez who comes past with a covering challenge.
Yeah, once again, great little play from Michael Owen. Gets the first nutmeg on, travels forward, and yet full marks from Perez, covering perfectly.
Harman. Pivotal week in the second phase of the Champions League. Arsenal denied victory at the last in Germany last night. Manchester United trailing in France, and Liverpool running up against the white wall of the Galatasaray defence in the closing stages here at Anfield, where it's still goalless. Vladimir Smica. The challenge by Murat, was it? No, it's a foul. Last 4 minutes. Coppen. Some famous late goals scored down this end of Anfield down the years. McAllister. Mondragon doing well though under pressure from Hyypiä. Punches some length and out towards the flank. Victoria. Risa covering the run from McCarran. Smica. McAllister. Murat. Ergun. Liverpool want the ball down the other end of the field and fast. Flurkin. Challenge from Risa.
Yeah, he's happy with that. Flurkin got what he wanted. Took it the farthest point away from his goal and bought some more time.
A bit of a lull in the atmosphere here at Anfield too, almost as if some of the home supporters are starting to resign themselves to the frustrating nature of the night.
I think the Liverpool fans have been the first to admit they haven't played classically. They've played forcefully and they've tried to force a goal, and they have had 3 or 4 very, very good situations to score from.
By a goal line clearance in the first half, by the crossbar in the second, by some outstanding goalkeeper by Mondragon on either side of the break. Bergkamp. Victoria. McCarran. Tried to go through the leg to Launcher. Stood firm. Liverpool build from this deep position. Kirkland looking long towards Heskey. Finding only Bülent Akın. Bergkamp under pressure. Victoria only as far as Xavier. Smuggled away again by Bergkamp. Last minute of normal time, all eyes will be on the Portuguese assistant referee to see how much more time Liverpool will be allowed to try and eke out a winning goal from somewhere. Tossed in by Oncho. Too long. Man of the match, Rob?
Well, for me, the moment of all at the moment has been the most effective player on the field, particularly in his first half. Mondragon give a superb performance. A man for the Liverpool, probably their best player, been cool, cultured, has kept the flow going, but very few outstanding players in the offensive positions.
Do join us on our website, itv.com/football, if you want to join in the debate and keep up to date with what's coming your way in a very busy weekend ahead on ITV with the Worthington Cup final, the climax live on ITV1 on Sunday afternoon. 3 minutes of added time to play here. Xavier's throw. Arman got a touch. Cleared by Bülent Akın. Galatasaray would deny the victory over Roma in their opening game in this phase in the second minute of stoppage time. Risa's cross. Murphy's there, just couldn't quite grow enough. Bergkamp downfield. Liverpool fast running out of time. Xavier, McAllister, Murphy, now Risa. Into the path of Smica. Crossed in towards Emil Heskey. Might still come for Harman. Goal kick given. Murad is the player down on the far side, incidentally. The Galatasaray substitute.